All right, guys. Welcome back, guys. Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. I'm Cody. This is Don.
Greetings.
Today we'll be doing our second installment of our CFL Weekly Podcast. We've got some new rankings for the 9 teams in the CFL. We'll talk about the game of the week from week 2. Exciting week 2, actually. Some big games, some big comebacks. Looking at you, Hamilton.
I don't even want to hear about Hamilton anymore. Like, they butchered that game.
Well, we'll get into it in a little more detail, so we'll see you in there. All right. So, exciting week 2 in the books of the CFL. How many weeks in the season again?
21.
All right, so 19 more to go before we get to the Grey Cup, or get to the playoffs to get into the Grey Cup. And what was your game of the week last week?
My game of the week, I got to say Hamilton, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I got that as there as well. Saskatchewan was down 20-7 at the half. They came back at big defense. I mean, Hamilton's defense played well as well. They had the 4 sacks of the game, including 1 by a rookie and 3 by another guy. And, you know, it came down to a quarterback duel at the end, but it should have never came down to that. I mean, Saskatchewan was down big, and Hamilton just had every time Saskatchewan would come back, Hamilton had the blow, but then that crucial interception by Bo Levi Mitchell at the final closing minutes. And
I will say that wasn't his fault, though.
No. So, I'd say Saskatchewan-Hamilton game of the week. This is the first time they started with back-to-back road games, so road wins, Saskatchewan, so they'll be excited to go home and open their season up at home at 2-0.
Everyone wants to go to Saskatchewan.
It's the only thing that they've got going in Saskatchewan. Is
that stadium, when you get all those Saskatchewan fans in there. I've actually been to the old Saskatchewan stadium when it was Taylor Field. Even then it was insane.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Stop saying it's all they have. Okay, stop alienating a whole province.
So yeah, game of the week, Saskatchewan-Hamilton. Bombers defense for 2 weeks, second week in a row, looks absolutely atrocious.
I don't know what looked worse, their defense or their offense. It's a toss-up for me because they both sucked.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to blame the weather on this one because they were coming back. They were marching down the field, 2-minute offense. They were coming back. They had good field position. They had a first down. Things were looking up. And you know what? They called the game for weather delay. Halted all their momentum.
They called it for lightning. And I showed you the videos what happens when people play on an open field. In lightning, they get hit.
All I'm saying is I've never seen that happen in an NFL game. They took about a 2-hour break. And then when they came back, they weren't able to capitalize.
When they came back, it was a monsoon.
Yeah. So...
And of course, I was able to watch the end of that game. I believe you went to bed.
It's a reoccurring theme. CFL, start your games earlier so I can catch all the games.
They start at 7:30.
I'd say 6:30 start would be ideal.
Well, let's just make it convenient for you.
Yeah,
screw
exactly.
Everybody else, and totally screw the province of Saskatchewan.
A rough start for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who going into the season were a Grey Cup favorite. So we'll see how they bounce back.
It's still so.
It's not over. It's still so early, right? Like you can't count anyone out at this point.
But. And how were your stats for week 2, by the way?
You know what? I did okay.
Did you win the week?
I did not win this week.
So you lost the first week and you lost the second week.
I guess I'm like the Bombers.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to blame that on the weather as well. Something was going on. I'm going to blame that on the weather.
This is the problem with Gen Z. There's no accountability. Blame everything else but their lame-ass picks. Okay? I had an idea.
What's that?
We were thinking about what kind of bet to have for the CFL season. I got it.
What?
This is for the regular season only for the 21-week schedule. Whoever wins, and you're only down by 3 points right now, so that's easy to catch up.
But there's only 4 games a week. So we're going to have to make the picks anonymously because you can just copy all my picks from now.
I don't do that, so stop it. Anyways, we make the prize. Whoever wins at the end of week 21. The other person buys tickets for a game.
There's going to be no games. That's it.
For next year.
Oh, for next year.
Yes.
Okay.
And it has to be at least the bottom of the upper bowl or the top of the lower bowl. So you're talking between $50 and $70 a ticket.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Any game of the winner's choosing?
It's the winner's choice. It has to be in Toronto.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to get you to take me to BC.
No, it has to be in Toronto. We're not going to Hamilton.
Paid.
We're not going to Hamilton.
All right, so Argos game next year.
Hamilton Stadium. Hamilton Stadium holds like 28,000 people. They don't have any parking there. Seriously, no parking.
Yeah, well, you're the designated driver here, so we can assign one of our other family members to be the designated driver to get us there.
Yeah,
drop us off, pick us up.
Yeah, because at the Argos tailgate parties, you know those King cans, $4, $4. That's like seeing Kid Rock.
All right, deal. Saw here first, folks. Okay, so I guess with that note, let's get into let's review our picks, actually. And I'm just going to pull this up here for you guys so you can check us out. So week 2 here, we both picked the Bombers. That was a dud. We both picked the Alouettes. They pulled it out. That game was closer than we thought, but Elks did.
I was surprised at how well Ottawa played, actually. Or not Ottawa.
Edmonton.
They had a pretty solid defense in that game.
Yeah. St. Peter's Lions was a pretty good game as well.
That was an exciting game.
Very exciting game. 50,000 people at BC Place.
I know.
And you see 50 Cent rocking a custom BC Lions jersey too?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Okay, well maybe he's just jumping on the bandwagon.
BC bandwagon. That's what I told you from the beginning of the season. We'll roll back
Squirrel.
First of all, what I want to say is regarding the Bombers. I found a funny clip of you from last week that I want to play, and we're going to insert it right here.
Ottawa's getting their lunch handed to them. You know what? They're going to get a slap upside the head, and they can take away their lunch money and carry on.
So we both got...
Okay.
So I'll send you the link and can insert it. Okay, anyways. So, Don. Not everyone's right. That's all I'm going to say. And then St. Peter's Lions was a good game. Rough Riders Ticats. I mean, I should have been 3-1 this week, and you should have been 2-2, but Ticats weren't able to pull it off. So
actually, when you're sending the clip when I was talking about the Bombers, why don't you send the clip about the Tiger Cats being your second team at the same time, and we can insert that right here.
I'll have to go with the Tiger Cats, unfortunately. I think I'm going to make the Tiger Cats my second home team here. Bombers will be my number 1, but I think I'm going to go. I'm going to be cheering for. I'll have to find that. Fair enough. Yeah. So big week last week, and let's look into this week coming up. We've got Thursday Night Football. I like how they do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I like that. You get one game a week. They're not competing, or one game a day. Sorry, they're not competing with each other. And,
I feel like I'm having a deja vu. We covered that last week.
Oh, I'm just reiterating.
Inserted right here.
Red Blacks, Alouettes, Lions, Bombers, Elks, Argos, Tigers, Rough Riders. Looking at this week here, the Bombers can end up 0-3 very easily with a big Lions win.
Easily.
Yeah. Argos had the week off last week, so they'll be playing Edmonton in Toronto. Didn't they open the season in Toronto too? So they're starting at a 2-game homestand as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ticats at the Rough. So Tigers are. Oh, so Hamilton's going back to Hamilton. Or sorry, Hamilton's now going to Saskatchewan.
That would be such a punishment, making Hamilton go back to Hamilton.
Well, they will have to eventually after that game. All right, John. So who do you got in the Red Blacks Alouettes?
Well,
to open up the week.
Okay, so we're going to alternate our picks. So I'm not picking all of them first.
Okay.
So Alouettes, Red Blacks. You know what? I was impressed by the Red Blacks, but Alouettes have got that young quarterback, Fajita.
Fajita's good.
Fajita. That's not his real name, but that's what I call him.
Fajardo, Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, Fajita. I'm picking the Alouettes to win that one, just because they're at home.
Just because they're home. Yeah, the home field did have an advantage there for Ottawa last week, it seemed. But I cannot type. I'm going to go Alouettes as well for this one. I like that they're at home. I think they've been impressive all year so far. So far, they've been impressive. They're continuing their Grey Cup dominance from last year. Young quarterbacks playing well. But it'll be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game.
I think I can see it coming down to the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. Going into this one, this is a tough pick for me because the Lions are playing well. They've looked good for both the first 2 weeks. They look better than the Bombers in the first 2 weeks, but the Bombers are still the Bombers. Like, they've still got most of their team from last year, and they still got Mike O'Shea as coach. And I find it hard to believe that they're going to go down 3 losses, the first 3 losses. So I'm going to go Blue Bombers for this game here.
Okay, well, I'm not convinced after watching the first 2 games that the Bombers are going to be able to get their shit together that fast.
Yeah.
I'm going BC.
I think it's going to be a more gradual progression.
I'm going BC.
All right. First split of the week here. Don's got Lions. I've got Blue Bombers. So third week of the week, you're going Argos. Easy pick. I think that is an easy pick there.
I don't care if they put in their 8th string quarterback. They got such a power offense.
And they've had the week off to recover from that first week. They've shaked off the jitters, and I think it'll be a good game. Final game, Bo Levi Mitchell traveling all the way to Regina, Saskatchewan.
That's Regina.
After a tough final loss last week. I don't know. Are they going to be shaken up, or are they gonna come back composed, ready to play? Rough Riders, it will be their first home game in front of that crazy crowd, so I gotta go Rough Riders in this one.
Yeah, just because the last game was so close. I would have to go Saskatchewan with their home crowd. That place is going to be going nuts. I'm going Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
We're going Rough Riders. So we're going 2-2 again this week. 2 the same, 2 different. Oh no,
3 the same.
3 the same. So not much room for me to really catch up this week.
No, but you can either be within 2 or be within 4, which is not terrible after 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because I'm up on you by 3 right now. Because I went 3-1, you went 1-3.
Yeah,
and then I went 3-1, you went 2-2.
3-1, 2-2, 3-1, 1-3. So there we go.
Not too bad for someone who's prehistoric, eh?
So this is our week 3 picks.
Picks the Celtics. You get the first 2 weeks of the CFL right.
You also picked Florida, so we'll see what's going to happen with that one.
Well, I'm sorry, but are they... They don't have to win the next game. Edmonton does. So I'm looking still pretty good on that one.
Maybe,
yeah. You got nothing to say. Nothing to say. You know what? I don't even know how you put up with this guy.
All right, so you want to get into our week 3 power rankings here? See who we've got moving up and down? We've got our power rankings up here. A couple changes. Not much changes at the top, though, or I guess your top changed a little bit. My top 3 stayed the same. So I kept the Alouettes up at number 1. Two pretty good wins to start off the season. They're also Grey Cup champs, so I mean, I got to keep them up number 1. Rough Riders, 2 comeback wins. They stayed the same at number 2 for me. I don't think much changed. And I kept the Argos at number 3. I mean, they were off, so I can't move them up and down. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep them my top 3 the same. But you moved. You had a little bit of movement there.
I kept the Argos number 1. I kept the Alouettes number 3. I just dropped the Bombers and put Saskatchewan number 2.
Yeah, so I think we both moved the Bombers down to number 7 there after the first 2 weeks of just looking completely disappointed.
And I was actually torn between putting them 7 or 8.
I was thinking about 8 as well, but I figured with the team that they've got, it's still early in the season. I couldn't move them down much further than 7.
Holy cow! Everybody after that, we've got it the same.
Yeah, so Lions moved up a couple spots. The Red Blacks moved up the most, but they were at the bottom because they hadn't played first week. And then the Stamps stayed the same, right? Week to week?
I think so.
Yeah, we kept them at 4th last. So then I got the Tiger Cats moved all the way down to the bottom after 0-2.
You know what? I saw that, and I was surprised after you so proudly announced they were your second team behind the Bombers. So, you know what? Do better. Make better choices.
Sometimes you got to pick with your head and not your heart. I'm just putting them where they deserve to be. I think that they have room to grow. They have potential. I don't think they're going to stay at that bottom spot for very long.
I think the Bombers have room to grow too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the top teams look good, and the mid teams look good, but the bottom teams, the Elk and Tiger Cats, both not much going on there. So
now,
it's gonna happen.
after having to make these adjustments on the schedule and knowing that I was gonna see it, how embarrassing did you find that? Yeah, I'm just curious.
I didn't know. I was good
because you were singing the praises of Hamilton, and then I'm surprised you didn't add 3 extra slots and put them number 12.
You got to do what's right. They're the worst team in the CFL right now, but I don't think they're going to be the worst team all year. You've heard it here first. Hamilton will move up the rankings. Stay tuned for Week 4 power rankings. You'll see them move up after a big win. Actually, no, I just picked them to lose.
Yeah.
Week 5, they'll make their comeback. You don't even know what the
hell you're talking
about.
Week
5, they're going to make their comeback.
What about Week 4?
I'm giving them a couple weeks to grow.
You suck. If anyone out there is interested in starting a CFL pool, I'm going to tell you how you're going to win. Just pick the opposite of what he picks. You're going to end up in first place.
So this is my first year fully watching CFL. I'm going to get used to the teams. But don't be surprised if you see the code come back and win.
There's an advantage of being prehistoric, eh?
Yeah, there's not many to it, but there is one. There you go.
There's that opportunity of these old guys, right?
Maybe you got something going for you there. Not for long, though.
See, and you claim to be a Gen Z. You're a little old to be Gen Z, but you sure do act like one.
Well, all I'm going to say is,
congratulations on that.
If you guys ever get the chance to watch us play pool, which will probably won't happen. What's happening right now in our CFL pool is the same thing that happens in our game of pool, but I'm Don in this case, where he always starts off a little slow, missing some easy shots, can't really get anything going. But once he gets the groove going, once we get 5 or 6 weeks going, you'll see me banging down shots. You'll see me doing those side pocket shots. You'll see me bouncing off wall to wall in the far corner, behind the back. Just wait and see, guys. Just wait and see. You heard it here.
I noticed how you forgot to tell them how you used to play pool, smash the shit out of everything and hope something would drop, to then when I told you what to do and you started dropping them. I can't help noticing you omitted that. What a guy. All right.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week in the CFL. As we've already kind of discussed next week, looked at our power rankings. So, yeah, see you guys next week, Thursday.
One more thing. Shout out to our number 1 fan, Laura. Comments every video. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Comments, likes. She's so involved. Here, that's to you, Laura.
Shout out to Laura.
Thank you.
If any of you guys, anyone else here likes the videos, make sure you also follow with her and leave us a like. Leave some comments. How do we do on our rankings? Do we rank the teams how you would rank them? Anyone higher or lower? Let us know. Turn on those notifications for the next video coming next week. And we'll be doing actually... So...
We're going to do 3 next week.
3 next week. The NHL draft is next Thursday. And the NBA, I think they're both next week.
Who cares about the NBA draft?
But, so we're going to be doing our own little draft in honor of the NHL draft. And we'll be drafting our all-time team, just like we did for our NFL video.
Dream team.
All-time dream team. If you haven't seen that NFL video, make sure you go back and check it out. That was a good one. I obviously picked the better team.
No, you didn't.
let me know in the
You weren't even
comments, and
close.
make sure that you let everyone else know that I did pick the best team.
With my combination of Montana and Jerry Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco
You just
team,
copied the San Francisco, but I have team players that would have been playing together that didn't get the chance. But
just because of how the picks were, because it was 1 and then 2, 3, it just fell into my lap. I'm telling you, I got a super team with a super coach, and if our teams played, it would be just like every other pool that we have, where you come in behind me, just like our NFL pool. Every year you come in behind me, just like this one. You're gonna be taking me to an Argos game.
Let us know in the comments next week. That'll be coming at you probably Thursday or Friday, and then we'll have our 2 weekly episodes as well. So yeah, stay tuned, guys, and thanks again for watching.
Later.